This video is about my top 5 best RC rock crawlers for under $300. Now, as much as I love my TRX-6, it's like a $600 monster out there, and I recognise in these fairly tough economic times for a lot of us out there, we're having to maybe downsize and downscale what we're doing with the things. Oh, and by the way, Kevin Talbot did an absolutely awesome video review of this the other day, so do take the time to go and check that out. And one thing I would say is crawlers are very subjective. What I may think is absolutely excellent, the next person along may think is not so good at all out there, Richie. So there is that subjective element out there. It's not like a fastest RC car thing when it comes to crawlers, because with a crawler you're not focused on speed. If anything, I prefer my crawlers like nice and slow as possible. Anyway, let's get straight down to my top 5 RC crawlers under $300. Okay, well, moving straight on to crawler number 1 in our top 5 of best RC crawlers under $300. We have the Redcat Gen 8 Scout 2, or International Scout 2 of it. Its full name available in blue or orange. 269 from Redcat, completely ready to run. This car comes with battery and everything included. Anyway, as I say, it is available in blue and the orange on there. Yours truly used to own one of the blue ones on it. It's got a fully adjustable wheelbase, so you can tune it to your heart's content. Not only that, we've got threaded aluminum shocks on here, as well as a metal ladder chassis. But best of all, to my mind, portal axles. Just like the Traxxas TRX4, the Redcat Gen 8 has portal axles on it, giving it nearly 45 millimeters of ground clearance on there from the outset. Steering angle 47 degrees, which is not bad at all. But check this out, approach angle 61 degrees on here, nearly 7.3 centimeters of ground clearance on there. Departure angle 39.5, that's not bad. You could increase that by pulling the rear bumper in, no doubt. Now, the one thing I would say on the transmission, it doesn't have a 2-speed gearbox, doesn't have locking diffs. Everything is fully locked all the time on there, but you are getting an awful lot of car for your money. Very, very hard indeed to beat at this price point. 269 direct from Redcat at the minute. And if they don't happen to have it in stock, which is surprisingly, a lot of the manufacturers that are not getting stock, places like A-Main will be able to sell it to you for $299. And one of the reasons I recommend A-Main a lot is purely the stock levels that they have, and the speed that they ship at is pretty darn good in this current climate we're all living under. Anyway, speaking of portal axles, let's move straight on to number 2, which is the simply awesome Traxxas TRX4 Sport Kit. Yours for $299 from Traxxas, but maybe a little bit cheaper from A-Main, as I'll show you in just a second on air. What is there to love about this thing? Well, if you don't want like the 2-speed gearbox complication, the locking diffs, unlocking diffs that you get with the full-on Traxxas TRX4, which is a good couple of $100 more than this, then this could well be the RC crawler for you. Now, I will point out, this is a kit. So for $299, you are going to have to budget for radio and motor, drivetrain, etc. on there with it. But it was huge bang for the buck compared to the stock Traxxas TRX4. As I say, if you want something that is a bit more simpler than the Traxxas TRX4 in terms of not having the locking, unlocking diffs on there, then this could well be the car for you. And you can buy that optional 2-speed gearbox and fit it to this car, should you wish to do so. Okay. So whilst you are going to have to budget for the price of adding a radio to it, I felt it a very, very worthy contender indeed, predominantly because you are getting a lot of the features that the TRX4 itself has, like the portal axles on there, the lightweight, the agility of this car has to be seen to be believed. I've driven one of these at quite some extent, thanks to Highway 1 RC. And not only that, once you've assembled your first kit, you'll find it so much easier to repair in the event that anything goes wrong with it. Now, I did mention $299 from Traxxas, but it is just $279.95 from A-Main. I will put a link to both of them below the video. At the minute, I'm loving A-Main because they seem to be getting stock in more than the manufacturers are actually doing. Anyway, so what do we have at number 3? Just remember, guys, if you like what you see today, don't forget to subscribe.
Well, at number 3 we have the G-Made R1 Rock Buggy Kit. If you were to design your own rock crawler from scratch, it would probably look very, very much like this. Once again, it is a kit, $255 on there, but if you've already got your own electrics, etc., ready to put in for this, this represents a huge bang for the buck. Now, the one thing I would say on this crawler, having spoken to Jay from Highway 1 RC, it handles dramatically different depending on your tyre choice for this car. So all the thing looks like it might monster over everything. The tyre choice is key to bringing the best out of this car. Now, as to what tyres to recommend for this car, that would entirely depend upon where you live in the country, the crawling terrain around you. Hope that makes sense, and sorry not to be able to give a little bit more advice on that one, guys. And scanning on down, if you want to see this thing's capabilities, there is a video on the AMain website, which if you play on that, you'll just be blown away by the ability of this car. And I mentioned portal axles on the Gen 8 and the TRX4 Sport. Well, no different here, with portal axle and portal gearing on the G-Made R1, giving it outstanding ground clearance. At some point, I will probably get round to buying one of these. It's one of those cars I keep looking in the store and thinking, yeah, should buy one of these, Rich. And pretty much everything all metal on here as well. So to my mind, a lot of bang for the buck, even though it's a kit at $255. So what do we have at number 4? Well, time for Richie to throw a curveball in. And that is with the Axial Unimog SCX-10-2. That name should say it all for you, SCX-10-2 on there. This is probably one of the most highly respected crawlers out there. The platform this is based upon has the pedigree is virtually second to none out there. Now, it is a kit, so you will need to buy a battery, ESC, motor, radio, etc. on there. But you are buying what's potentially like a world-class crawler on here. So many optional extras already on the aftermarket that it is untrue. There's a couple of great videos on the Axial site for it. I just love the look of this thing. This is why, as much as anything, I put it in here. Now, it is a kit, but that does help keep the price below the $300 price point. And if you've already got radio, motor, etc., like many of us do out there, then that is not going to be a problem at all. And this thing is super scale. Just check out that interior. As many stickers as you could shake a stick at on there. The thing just looks absolutely awesome to my mind. And I said, you're buying a car with a proven pedigree on there, and I love that. You gotta love that clamshell flip open body style on there, giving you easy access to everything. And comes with beadlock wheels, which is a huge plus. All metal gear transmission. Fully adjustable threaded aluminum shocks on there, which is great to see. Steel ladder frame chassis on there, and numerous adjustable battery positions on there for weight distribution. Chassis mounted servo, and the all-important HD world bore drive shafts. So all in all, there is a lot to like about the Axial Unimog. $299 from Axial, and also $299 from AMain. I'll put a link to both of them below the video. And at number 5, lastly, we have the Charisma SCA1E Coyote. Now, it's available in 2 variants, hitting under our $300 price point on there. $299, $99, ready to run, fully assembled, painted, but my preference, I would say, is probably going to be this kit one. Reason for that is you get a huge advantage by being able to fit your own electrics, motor, transmitter, radio, etc. on there. If you've already got all that stuff, you can actually save yourself money over buying a completely ready to run car. You are going to need paint for this, but as I say, it is a kit, so you are going to need paint for this, battery, motor, ESC, radio and transmitter. But to my mind, this is the one to go for. So what is there to like about this? Well, it's super scale, to say the very least on here. On the AMain website, if you go and zoom in on some of these close-ups, you will be blown away. And having seen this in person, I would have to say it looks far better when you actually see the thing. Well, it's the fully scale look that you're going to be able to achieve for the end product that is to love about this truck on a, you see this is the ready to run one at $299, which is still under my $300 price point, and possibly the one that many people will choose to go for. Personally, I would go for the kit over the ready to run one. However, I do appreciate that for an extra like $50 more, you're getting all the electrics thrown in. You could always strip those out in the first place on here. There is a great little video which I'll leave you to watch on the AMain website in your own time, but the wording says it all here. The SCA 1E is capable of and the basis of as detailed or as simple a scale build as you want to undertake. So if you get the kit version, you can very much make this thing your own. It doesn't come with portal axles, 2-speed transmissions, or any of the gadgets that some of the earlier cars I demonstrated on here, but I felt it represents a huge amount of bang for your buck at this price point.
So that concludes what I think are the top 5 best RC rock crawlers out there for under $300. You may beg to differ. Please have your say in the comment section below this video. But if you like what you saw today, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and stay safe out there, people.
Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video, and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.